Welcome to our Everlast Tech Support channel. In this video, we'll be covering the common questions and steps if you were to contact tech support with this described issue. We will start by confirming the correct voltage is supplied from your utility connection. Please set your voltmeter to measure 750 volts AC or greater. Then you can measure the voltage across the two straight blades, checking for 200 to 250 volts AC. Then you can test each straight blade to ground, checking for a similar 110 volt AC value. Next, we'll take a quick look at the unit settings and the plasma torch. First, we'll make sure the trigger setting is in the lock off position and your arc setting is in auto restart. Please be sure that the main cutting amperage of the machine is set higher than 25 amps. If an error code is displayed in the amperage box, please proceed to troubleshooting for that error code. Now we're going to check for issues with the air system. Start by selecting the air check button to confirm air flow, check for leaks, and make sure the air pressure does not drop more than 15 psi from the static displayed air pressure. Then we're going to cycle the air check on and off while making sure that the air turns on and off with the LED indicator. This will help us identify a solenoid issue or a CFM volume issue. Because the E03 code for PSI too high or too low is a non-latching error code, we'll be looking to see if the air check LED stays illuminated while no air is flowing. Now we're going to look at a couple quick checks with our plasma torches. We'll remove our retaining cap, our copper tip, our brown swirl ring, and we're going to focus our attention on this chrome center electrode. We'll want to ensure that it's properly threaded down to the brass collar below it, and it pushes in and springs back out on its own. If you have a PT80 or 100 plasma torch, you'll have a copper center electrode. To make sure it's threaded down correctly, you'll need to push the electrode down and ensure the base of the electrode is flush with the brown ring on the body of the torch. Now we're going to take a look at the swirl ring. Using a small piece of wire, we're going to poke through the holes in the side of the swirl ring to confirm that none of them are blocked. As we begin to reassemble the plasma torch, make sure the holes on the swirl ring are facing in a clockwise rotation. If you have a standalone plasma cutter, you'll have a fuse holder on the DINS panel for the pilot arc circuit. Please remove the glass fuse and inspect or test continuity on the fuse to confirm that it is not failed. With the quick checks and setup out of the way, we'll now need to know exactly what happens when the trigger is held for 3 seconds. Problem number 1 would be no response from the machine at all. No airflow, no post flow, and no clicking noise from the machine either. Problem number 2 would be no air until the trigger is released and activating the post flow time. Problem number 3. Continuous airflow with a trigger press. When the trigger is released, the post flow time will run and time out. Problem number 4. Pulsing airflow while the trigger is being held. Please also note if the post-flow time does not run after the trigger is released. The final question we'll have for you is if the unit can still get a main arc. We're going to perform a scratch start by touching the side of the tip to the material and dragging the tip up off the edge. If the unit was not able to strike an arc and it did not display an overcurrent or E02 error code, please remove and check the pilot arc fuse, then try performing another scratch start to see if you can get a main arc. Thank you for taking the time to work through our tech support questions. Please refer to the video description for the list of questions to answer and email to your technician.